Hello everybody, I know it's been a while since I put a video on as far as the plane goes. I kind of been working late and I really had a lot of time and I really hadn't had my ambition. But anyways,
Mom, can you do this?
I'm really not too sure where we was at on the last video as far as the tail goes. I had to rebuild the tail because I was trying to cut it and it's really soft wood and I split it off, so I had to peel the whole shell off of this, off the balsa wood, which is pretty soft. So I was able to peel it all off, and then I broke this one off. And when I broke that one off, I made another duplicate to get it right, and then I sanded it to make the same thing as I got here. So far I've fixed this one. I've got my pieces that are coming down, and as you can see right here, I cut them right there. And then I fold them down and made them fit right. And then this piece I really hadn't cut and folded down yet to meet the bottom. I've got a couple here. I've kind of, as you can see, chopped some stuff off, but I've got to make them meet in this round vicinity right here, which is all going to come into terms. It's going to be really nice. So, anyways, I'm going to cut all this stuff, but this is really where I'm at right now. I'm going to kind of on hold on this because I got into something else. I'm going to wind up having to cut all these off the same as I've done the rest of them, and then make them fold in here. So, this cigarette's burning my face. Anyways, so this is kind of on hold until another video. But what I've been doing is this where I was at. In one of the earlier videos, I had the same round on this side as I got on this side, which makes it this way, but that really wasn't working out with the way I had planned on the plane that I'm building on, which I got off the internet. It's an older style plane. It's got two wings. Come up here. I still got a cockpit to build. So far I have done a little bit of work on the inside, but I still got to do the dashboards, the seats, and everything, and then I'm going to fill this in. But that's on hold too. I kind of got into a stalemate, not really knowing what to do. So what I've done is I've come in here and I put the same pieces that are on the other side, but I've only run them flat, because on the plane that I'm building it looks like it's running flat. And I run them flat as far as here. Now, as you can see, this piece here, it had these little pieces that are going here. So I run flat here, and then that last piece met up with this one, which is actually what I ran with here. I run with these, and then the one piece I made go from here and then meet this edge right here. Of course, I had to do some sanding and stuff. But then after I got done with there, I had to figure out, alright, where's my curve going to be? Alright, and how I'm going to intertwine this little piece in here. It wasn't very easy. But what I did is after I got these, this is flat, just like this, right? You see how this is? Then I feathered this piece off to right here, which is exactly what you see on the other side. Now this roundy round right here is what I've got to make everything come into, which is really not that easy. See, what I have done is I made this piece. Let me see if I can get it without being all blurry. If you can see right here, this piece is round. It's actually very, very, very round. As you can see right there. Now that wasn't easy to accomplish. What I've done in order to accomplish this is right here where I've cut this stuff back according to what I used to be. I took the blade knife in there and I cut all this back to make this kind of a gap so that, you know, I could try to accomplish roundy round. See, what I've done is I come on this wing and I set this piece in here. Of course, really up close to the edge right in there. I made it fit the base, that way my next pieces that come in. And I left it long right here, and then I sanded it when I come to this area right here to kind of make it round. I cut it long, because it's always best if you cut it long, that way you can sand it down or whatever you need to do, because if it's short, it's really not that good to try to piece it in. So anyways, I put this round piece in the middle right there, which in turn, when you do it, it gives you that round effect, like right there, as you can see. Then as you get that effect right there, then you could bring your pieces all the way across. What I did was I mated my pieces with this, with the ones on top, as seen in this picture right here, which, as you can see, they come down and they meet. You see how these pieces right here meet with these bottom pieces right here? It's all in the getting the proportions and stuff that really works. So anyways, I've got this thing round and feathered it off. Now when I was putting these pieces in right here, it was kind of difficult because I come here and then I just cut them to fit here. Now when I cut those little pieces from here to here, I had a flat point here and I had my kind of round point here. I sanded the insides of the wood like this on a sandpaper to kind of make them feathers, so that just the tip, hits right here. And then I do the same on the other side, which sits right here, which that way I can sand this down to make it round. By the time I take and put some stain on this and stuff, it's really gonna look awesome. So anyways, I come across here just like this with the piece. I sanded both sides in an angle so that way they would fit and be perfect. Instead of having to sand too much off the top or too much on the bottom, you want to get them right. So anyways, I put my round piece here, then I put my bottom in here, and then as I came to this, what I did is I took this piece right here, which is some wooden Venetian blinds. You can get it off the internet or whatever. It's not very expensive. But what it is it's very flexible when you bend it and break it. You see? When you bend that and break that, it leaves cracks. That's in the tip, which you can take and put wood glue in after you get it right. And then you can sand that piece, and then the stuff that's in the sanding will fill the wood glue, and it'll actually look just like that. You can't really even tell that there's any cracks in that, and that's how I did it. I took, and after I got the round piece in here, the wood deal, I took this piece here, and then I bent it around it. You see I did that. And then cutting the bottom was really, really tricky to get the right. So what I did was I had it in here, and I pulled it like this. I don't know if you can see that, but you see how I'm hitting right here, and I'm not hitting right there. What I do is look between the gap from here. You see my first finger from here to where that piece of wood's going to hit. There's the gap, and this top part right here is hitting. So what I do is I can guesstimate that crack right there, in between there and there, where it's not hitting, and I can come to the top, and then you can either measure it or just eyeball it using like a fingernail length, and then you cut that piece in accordance where it's touching, where it's not touching. Bottom's not touching, the top is touching. So the bottom's not touching by, say, that much. What you do is you come to the top and you come back the point that it's not touching, and then you'll cut that in an angle right there. Now it may not look like it's going to fit at first because I've got my round piece here, but what I've done is I've got my dowel in place here, and what I've done is I glued this to the edge of the wood and to the dowel. Now I let that dry, and then I started bending it. Then when I pulled it down to the bottom piece of wood, what I did was I marked where the edge of my wood is here and the edge of my wood is here. I marked the piece of wood. Then I cut it with it glued on there by laying it on flat on the table with my piece out. I took a longer piece, put on my 2 marks, laid it down, and then I cut it with a razor blade. That didn't really get it too close. As I put it in, it was kind of a little too long on one side and it was a little too long on the other. So what I did was I took my blade knife and I easily shaved it as I went down. I kept shaving it and shaving it with the blade knife. Now if you get too deep, you'll take half the board off. So you want to go real easy. If it starts going too deep, back off. Don't go no further. Chop it off, start over. Because you don't want to take too much off. Well, as I kept shaving and shaving and shaving, I acquired this piece here, to where these two right here met. And then I was able to sand the angle that I needed to fasten that. Then once I fastened that, I was able to glue it. And what I did was I took rubber bands. Now I've got my dowel in there and everything. I just took rubber bands and glued like this, which keeps the round part as far as the plane goes. This is just a demonstration. I actually doubled and made them really tight. But when I did that, with the roundness of the rubber band, it helped me capture the roundness of this. And as you can see, it's really tight there. And then that piece rounded around, and it looks just like it was always meant to be. These corners right in here was very difficult. After I put all these pieces right here, right there, right there, right there, then I left my corners open. What I had to do was I had to lay a piece up there and eyeball it and mark it to the roundness of this. Although you got a flat piece, so it's kind of difficult. But if you lay it there and you take in your mind where that piece is going to lay, then you can mark that piece of wood and then let it lay. Now, as I was sanding this, it tried to split apart on me and stuff, but I took wood glue and I still put it back together. It wasn't a complete end. But anyways, after I got all that cut and put perfectly in place, it was really boxy and looking square. So what I did was I sanded that down, and then I made it look round. And I did the same thing on this other side. And so in the end, after I was done, I accomplished the perfect wing. And it looks round, and it looks really good and full. Then my end pieces really turned out really good, because this is exactly what it looks like for the plane that I'm building. So anyways, that's the wing, and you take it from the side view. That looks really, really good, don't it? I'm really satisfied. I think I did a heck of a job. I patted myself on the shoulders 50,000 times because I really enjoy doing this kind of thing. So anyways, I've got this one wing done. And I know I'm still far away, and I know it's been a while since I've seen everybody. But I'm trying to still finish this. It's just been long hours at work, and I really hadn't had time to get to it. And I've been tired. I come in and pass out. So anyways, there's my portion of the wing, number 14 video. And I still got a lot to do, but things are clicking right along. And then by the time this thing gets done, you see it. It is really, really amazing at what you can do if you put your mind to something. Anything you put your mind to, you can do. You just have to sit there and prepare, just make sure all your preparation is perfect. If you don't think something's right, don't roll with it. Stop, step back, let it sit on the table. Think about it. No, they don't look right. That's what you do. Okay, well, what can I do to fix it? And that's the mind pattern you got to do when you're building something like this, because it's all about your mind and what you see in your mind and what you're building. And if you'll take the time to give yourself credit and realize that you're doing a really good job, and just you come this far, and then when you're done, it's going to be perfect, then you end up with a plane. Probably better than this. So anyways, this is Johnny, and there's my next video, number 14. Got one of the wings done. Still kicking along. So until next time, take it easy. Enjoy playing your plane, and have a creative mind.